structure, we know that the structure can hold. So we're not really interested, what we went through last time, how we hold the structure of the tan. But what happens is that, what does the tan do when it connects? When we talk about opening, what are we talking about? So if I'm with Kevin powers up, just keep your root, hold everything there. When he's powering up, that's when I use the tan. Now we know the tan's going up, okay, but imagine I'm not going to take it up. I want to take on the energy. What is it the tan actually does? All right, so if you look at how we set it up internally, if you look at what's happening, whatever happens in the hand happens down to the elbow. All right, so it doesn't really. So all this bit is doing is just tuning it. It's got nothing to do with the hand. So you're not thinking about the hand. The hand is where the energy comes out of. So it doesn't really matter whether I connect it here, here, or here. It does not make a difference. If you throw a punch, I don't know where the connection is, nor do I really care. All the hand is doing is just setting up the tune. Now, if it was to hold a position, just hold a position and then hold a bit of strength there. It doesn't really matter where my hand or where I'm connecting with the tan. The fact that if I open it, what happens during the opening? If you watch the elbow, and then you only can find this out if the person uses any type of strength on you, you'll know that what the whole point of doing is that you're opening up a position on him. So what does that mean then? If he tries to press that into me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the position up into him, which means that I'm now free to move. It doesn't make a difference whether I'm on the outside or inside. If he puts any pressure on me here, I'm just going to open him up. So what you're doing is that you're opening 1, 2, 3. Thanks, Kevin. So when we're looking at the tan, we don't have this, it's not this. What happens is that we need to get the thumb working with the smaller finger, which closes off the tan. So what will happen, we're looking like this. Alright, so it's not this. We don't have an open finger, that's different. If we use it for health, we will have the fingers up, okay? So for us, in the same way as if you have a punch and you have the actual wu, you'll see where the actual thumb should be. It's no different when you use it for the tan, okay? The finger pulls down, so what happens, the energy goes, that pulls against the smaller finger, and it's 1, 2, 3, okay? When you're doing it. Yes? Alright? So from here, the first thing to do is that when we pull the thumb, the elbow drops, and that's why you see the tan goes down. And if you look at the extremes of where the tan can go, when we're doing this, you'll see that it goes all the way to the inside. And because the wu is the exact opposite, when you pull on the thumb and the finger and you pull it the other way, you'll find that the wu will go the other way. Okay? That's how you get the energy to go. Now grab Kevin again. So that means if you've got a grabbing situation here, on both hands here, my tan can go all the way to this position here, yeah, and the wu can go all the way from there. So if you let go of that position and if I just engage and breathe, doesn't matter whether I'm engaging this position, okay, and watch the tan, it can go all the way through there, and the wu can go all the way to this position here. Now, what happens in between it? I cannot just go tan, wu. If I do that, just push on me here, it will not work, okay? The reason why it won't work is because I haven't set it up. Alright, so when we look at this, 1 second, when we look at the form, you see this. That's the bit, the mechanical connector that allows you to go from tan into wu. You can't just switch to tan wu, okay? So what happens is we're doing exactly the same thing. Now, the reason why we don't grab with the thumbs is just that it makes it so much easier for me to manipulate the person when he's got a thumb grip. So we always grip without the thumb, okay? So it's also, so for the demonstration, if I'm opening with the tan and I want to maintain structural integrity of the bridge, I have to go into a mechanical connector, in which case anything between the tan and the wu is the wu-sao, okay? So what happens, rather than go backwards into it, in which case Kevin, when he pushes me, will be able to take the energy back into my centre. So what happens is that when I open up from here, you watch the fingers, 1, 2, 3, from 3 it goes to 3, 4, 5, in which case now I open up Kevin, okay? So what happened is from here is that when you press it in, I can hold the energy, bring it in so that I can actually open. So 1, 2, 3, watch the elbow, opens up the elbow. But if I don't open up the elbow and I just go into it, I can still do it. But what we want to do, the reason what happens, the tan opens. To maintain the energy and the flow, we go into the wu-sao. Now watch the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. There it is. So when Kevin tries to push, he's not going to be able to. I just go from tan to wu. All right, it's not going to be an energy. But if I went from, he pushes and holds the energy. If I went from tan to wu, it'll get me every single time. If I stop that, he's not going to really get the energy back into me. Thank you. Okay. So what we learn from here is that when you see the form, it's a continuation. It's not just tan, wu, and bring it back. We do not bring anything back towards our centre. Energy is always going out from our hands. Okay? So after we've got the structure and we're open into the tan, it's 1, 2, 3. The energy comes out. We maintain the energy coming out. We maintain it coming back to the elbow, and we're bringing it out through the last 3 fingers. So what happens is that when we're entering into the wu, it's 3, 4, 5, and then we're into the wu. Okay. So what does that represent? We've got spiral energy. So when we're looking at that, essentially what we're looking at is spiral energy. Okay. So if we see it in the application, so say for instance Kevin just throws me a kind of stare. If I want to control that bridge, what happens if I slow it down? What happens is that when I open it up, the wu now presses it in to control the position. So it makes no difference if you say through another punch, the same punch again, whatever. If I've got the tan and I open up, it's exactly the same. There's pressure on that, then you just lap the position. But what I'm essentially saying is that once you've got the tan, you do not release the energy on the tan into the wu. So if you gives me some elbow energy, it's obviously there's more energy coming in from there. You can still control it. Why? Because you're going in from the tan into the wu. And what you're not doing is this, going from tan straight into the wu, because there'd be no point. And we're not going to hold the personal energy, and there'd be no spiral flow. So when he throws a punch, what spiral flow does, it takes out his energy straight away, so that it's nothing linear is ever going to break up spiral. So even if I don't even move the hand and he's putting pressure and I put spiral flow, he will move. The reason why he's moving is because obviously if I make it a bit more, internal, when you get that type of movement inside you, what you're going to do is that you're going to replicate the actual energy coming up through the hands on your bridge. So that's why sometimes when we're holding a position, he's holding a position, I'm not stagnant in that position, I'm actually doing the tan on him, but internally, so that if he wants to put any pressure on me, what will happen is he'll just move to the side. Even though I'm not actually moving in the hand, inside I've actually set it up so that it's going to be a tan. Okay, so even when he's got elbow energy and he's covering me, it makes no difference. What's going to happen is that, thank you, so what's happening is that you're transferring the energy from the tan into the whole arm. Okay, so when we look at the form, essentially what it's showing from the most basic is that once you're into the tan, it flows in to the wu. Okay, when you've got the wu, and I'll explain to you next time, you'll go into the wu fork. Okay, so that's the first flow, but we don't ever normally use more than just the tan into the wu, because the wu is you're in the striking position already, so then you're actually inside. Okay, you have to move again from the bridge in, then we're always going to use the wu fork. Okay, any questions so far? All right.